You look stunning.
Thank you. So this is my new look. Like I was telling Candace, I'm 41, about to be 42 years old, and I've never worn lipstick before. Never.
What?
Never. I always wear lip gloss, and it's usually just clear. Never worn makeup. I don't do it. So I just decided that this year I'm gonna wear lipstick just because I can. So this is my first one, my little purple with my purple hair. So I want to welcome you guys to our first session. I'm super excited. There's something about, for me, this isn't about new year, you know, feeling like, oh my gosh, it's a new year and everything's just going to change, because I think that's a load of crap. That people get stuck in that. There's a symbolic nature to new beginnings that you can tap into. But the reality of it is you get to make decisions along the way. Today, the same decisions that you're going to make today, if you don't choose to do something different, they're the same decisions you made last year. So wherever you go, there you are. But there's something about, I don't know, just the atmosphere right now that has me super excited. Last week, I don't know if you saw that post where I was like, I'm just in a ridiculously, amazingly good mood. I could not put my finger on it. Like there was nothing, I don't know, I felt like I was a kid again. It was total bliss. And so for me, I'm like, there's something about possibility in the air that if you can grab a hold to it, tap into that momentum of that I think everything in your life can change. And I believe that the things that you desire in your heart can truly begin to manifest. That's my prophetic word for the day. So I have some things I want to give you guys, and then I want to do some celebrations and see what you guys are celebrating. And there was a post that I posted in the playground, and I want to do that with you guys too. So here's the thing. There's some dates I want to give you so that you know what's coming up. So the next Sell More workshop that I'm doing is January 28th.
Okay.
So you guys know that you have, the ability to have a seat there and get some visibility for yourself. And it's no cost to you because you're a client. You have the ability also to invite someone else, and they can get let's call it a discounted, a lower investment seat because they're your guest. So if that's something you want to do, let me know who you want to bring in. I'll give you the link that they use to register so that they can take advantage of that. There's going to be a little bit of shift in Sell More. It's going to be the same thing, the same content. I might change up the sales page. I might change up the name of it. I know I'm definitely going to change how I market it because I just have a feeling about what women in business are needing right now. So it's still going to be Sell More, but I'm going to be playing around with how I present it to people. So that's January 28th, another date. So everybody that's in LA, so if you're a Next Level Authority, your live intensive is going to be in Palm Springs. It's going to be February 25th. So, or 20, I only gave you one date. Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. That's just Saturday. So it'll be
January 20th.
28th is Sell More, which is the live event. And then the live intensive for Next Level Authority is February 24th and 25th.
Okay.
February 24th and 25th. I'm still in negotiations with the venue. So I don't want to give you guys what the venue is until I'm sure that that's the place we're going to use, but we're definitely going to be in the Palm Springs area. Those of you who are in Play Big, your intensive is in June. It's going to be the first week of June, which is Play Big. June 3rd. June 3rd. So you'll be the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Okay, and then I'll have the location locked down for you guys. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it at, what's the name of the hotel the place we did the last intensive? Uma, do you remember?
No, but it was really pretty.
All right, I'll get you guys the information, but it's also gonna be in Palm Springs. If you're flying in, you can go fly into the Palm Springs airport, but Palm Springs airport is like $100 more expensive because it's just a little airport and it's where the rich and famous live. So I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest that you fly into Ontario and then either drive in, get a car and drive in, or be driven in by car, or take a Uber or a Lyft if you do that kind of thing. From the Ontario, which is about a 30-minute drive. Actually, let's just call it 45. Okay. So, but you can come directly into Palm Springs if you want to and take a shuttle to the hotel. That's up to you. So look and see what you can find as far as your flights and stuff are concerned, but that's when we're doing it. Okay. I think that's all the dates. Yes. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to give you guys, I can't even read my own handwriting. This is really bad.
That's me all the time.
Okay. I wanted to make sure nobody's address has changed. I'm going to be sending you guys something. And I want to make sure that no one has a different address than when you first signed up to the program. Is everybody's address still the same? If it's not, shoot me a message with your new address. Okay? And what else? Okay, last and final thing before we do celebrations, tags in power players. So I've been cracking up at the hashtag feedback being used for all kinds of stuff. Veronica, you were the latest one today when you said, what's the link to the class? Feedback.
No, I said, can you give me some feedback? It was more poetic than that. Can you give me some feedback on what the link is?
So luckily that was a top post and there wasn't a lot of things on top of it, because what I do is I go in and when I'm looking to see if you guys need support, I'll just search the hashtag feedback. And so when it comes up, and for something like that, I wouldn't normally search the hashtag feedback because I don't have time to give anybody feedback right before class, right? So there's a couple of hashtags you want to use. You want to use feedback. That's when you want me to review something or chime in about something that you're doing because you want feedback on it. So if you want me to look at a website, you want me to look at a copy that you're doing, remember, copy needs to be finished. Copy can't be in a Word document. So copy needs to be on the site that you're going to be using it on, okay, in order to have it reviewed. The other hashtag is help. So this is when you need, like, Veronica, that would have been a good hashtag to use for you today. Help. I can't find it's kind of like an emergency help. I need something really quick kind of thing. Like really quick. I just need a link to something, or I need okay.
Right quick.
Say that again.
Oh no, I was just being silly. I said right quick.
Yeah, right quick. Or you can use help if you want suggestions about something. So this is different from feedback. This is like, what's the best autoresponder to use, right? That's what you can use help for.
What was that hashtag?
Yes. Yeah, hashtag help.
Okay.
Hashtag help. So that's just something real quick that I could just answer. What website do you use for XYZ? And it's for other people too. Like if you need help from other people, just let people know you need help from them. And then the other hashtag that you can use is wins or winning. So when you have success and you want to celebrate, use the hashtag win or use the hashtag winning. Two reasons why I suggest that you do that. One, for your own self, because we don't get used to patting ourselves on the back and celebrating our successes. And you guys know I'm big on that, even the small wins. But to encourage other people. I'm going to pull out a Bible scripture here just because, and it's the Bible scripture. I can't remember what it is, but we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. I think about that all the time. And
yeah.
We can encourage other people so much if we would just share, because people look at your success or they look at what you're doing and they think that it just came easy, or they think no one's going through what I'm going through. And if you can say, hey, here's a breakthrough that I had, or here's a win that I had, they can see, oh, I'm not in this alone. And so that's part of what the community is about. It's about encouraging each other. So I want to encourage you guys to post your wins. Like I get messages all the time about wins, and I'm like, I don't want to post it for you. I want you to post it. I got 3 messages from someone over the past, I won't say who it is because I'm going to let them post their own stuff, over the past month, you know, and it went from, hey, I had my first, you know, $5,000 a month, to, hey, I just hit $11,000, to Friday saying, hey, I'm tallying up everything. I'll tell you in a minute what it is. And then I get a tag and a message that says, hey, I just hit $26,000, right? Like, how encouraging would that have been for you guys to see? And, you know, to see who the person is, because this is the thing, is people look from a distance and we make judgments about who people are and what we believe they are either capable of doing or how successful they are. And I guarantee you guys, a lot of people you believe are way more successful than you are not that successful. And a lot of people that you think are just quietly lurking in the background are killing it. Mm-hmm. And the same is true for you guys, and you could be that beacon for somebody else. So I want to encourage you to do that. No matter how small you think the wins are, allow us to celebrate that with you and then be that source and that anchor for somebody else. Okay? Julio. All right, so I've talked way too much. I want to hear what's going on with you guys. I want to hear your wins, and I want to pull up this post too that we did last week because I want to go around and really quickly hear where you guys are. So who wants to start with your wins? What are you celebrating?
I have a very small win.
Did you say a very small win?
Yeah.
I know. No, you can't do that. You can't downplay it.
That's all I got right now. That's all I got.
All right.
Don't downplay it. So your win is a win.
I'll let you have it.
Okay. So I made contact with a woman who's like a virtual assistant person. That's her real actual job.
Yeah, really. I totally get you. That is a win.
It's a win, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like kind of an asshole because she's like, okay, let's talk. And then I'm like, oh, I'm sick. I don't feel good. Oh, I'm sick. Let's reschedule again. And she's like, you just let me know when you're ready to talk.
Well, I'm supportive of her. So congratulations. Well, 2 things. Congrats for reaching out to get a VA, because most people think I can't hire help because I don't have the money or I don't have the funds. And truly, the thing that I notice the most is people who blow up in their business, especially when they're solo business owners, like most of us are, is when they get help. I saw a post today from, I don't know if you guys know who Melissa Farr is, but she was talking about how you're instead of acting like a CEO in your business, you're acting like you're the VA. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we all do it. You know, I'm even bad at it when I do have help, and I'm bringing somebody on Friday. Again. Try again. But I'm really bad because I'm like, oh, I could just do that real quick, you know?
Yeah.
And the reality of it is I was just looking at what keeps me like stuck behind my computer for more hours than I want it to be, and literally I'm just gonna do it. And so the crazy thing for me is that I need somebody who has a vast skill set, because there's so many things that I already know how to do. Like, I don't have time to train somebody from top to bottom. And if I could just do it myself in 10 minutes instead of training you how to do it for 3 years, I will get to do it. And so it's a higher investment to get somebody who has that skill set. And so that's scary for me to like commit to that, because the last time I was committed to anybody's livelihood, which I'm not really committed to her livelihood, I lost everything. And there were people I wasn't able to pay. So there's a whole lot of stuff behind that. So I know it's a big deal to make an investment in yourself in that way, and an investment in being supported. So congratulations on doing that.
Thank you.
Who else is celebrating something? Come on, guys.
I'm going to celebrate finding an event venue that I like, because every hotel I went to was like real homey, and I was like, no, like I wanted to walk in and be like, I'm pampered, I'm worth this. And so the last hotel, I told you the very last hotel I walked in, I was like, yes, like in front of like the staff. I was like, this is it. Like it was so gorgeous, and I just like the whole environment. And so since I found that chain of hotels, which is Choice Ascend Hotels, I've looked at some other ones in the area that I feel will be an upgrade from even this one, but I'm excited about it. So
awesome. Super cool. Those of you who have done events, I know Audrey, you just did one, but that's probably one of the hardest parts. But it's also like, it's the thing that can trip you up where you're like, oh, I don't have a venue, so I can't market, I can't this, I can't that. So you have that done. Congratulations on doing it. Congratulations on doing that space that you love. Because that's the other thing. Like, you don't have to sell. There's things available for you. You just have to make your request known. And then they end up showing up, and you have amazing spaces that you can fall in love with, that you can really have an impact on your clients on. So kudos to you. I'm excited to see your event come up. I know people are already lining up to support you in it and are excited to hear more about it. So we'll be right here cheering you on.
We're going to speak there.
Say that again?
Mm-hmm.
She said we're going to speak.
So we're going to keep speaking that people are lining up.
Yes. Exactly.
Small bit of me is freaking out because it's so close, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's okay. Like, that's let yourself freak out. Here's the deal: we don't always have to be under control, right? We don't always have to feel like we've got it all together. I mean, Audrey can tell you. I remember, Audrey, when I talked to you about your event first, you wanted 50 people in the room. You remember that? You're like, oh, I could get 50 people. 50. I was like, you sure you don't need 50 people? You're like, no, 50 people is no big deal, right? And so she's doing her event, and it's not quite looking like she thought it was going to look. And she could have said, you know what? I can't do this. Push the date. Like, how much did you want to push the date?
I wanted to push it, but then I didn't want to push it because I was done pushing it. I spent 3 years not even doing this.
Wow. Yeah.
So, like, just do it. Like, just do what you need to do, and it doesn't matter who shows up. And then, Audrey, tell her how many people showed up in the room.
So there were 10 registered, 5 showed up, 4 signed up.
Awesome.
They weren't signed.
Yay.
Yeah, she just did it. So think about what mind chatter goes on in our mind when we wanted 50, and it's getting close to the date, and we got 10 registrations. So you could quit right there, or push the date, or figure out something else. Then 5 show up. What mind chatter is that? You set up for 10 people, and you walk into your room, and you got 5 people sitting there. What do you do? The show must go on. She could have let that take her out. She could have said, oh, there's not enough people for me to make an offer. But she didn't do that. This is what separates winners from those who struggle. I'm not even going to call them losers. This is what separates them. It's not the strategy necessarily. It's the mindset. It's what they do when the stuff hits the fan. It's what they do when their eyes don't show them what they know the promise is. That's what separates. And so, Candace, that's what you need to hold on to. So, Audrey, 5 people in the room, 4 people signed up. What was your revenue from that event?
$13,500.
This was a process. She just told you it was a 3-year process of getting out of her own head, right? But when she made the decision, she had to continually make the decision to keep going. And that's $13,000 she wouldn't have had she just threw in the towel.
And the other thing, if I can add in real quick, is that every time something came up that wanted to say something different, I literally had to sit down and go, why am I doing this? This wasn't about, the head says it's about the numbers. Really, it's why have I been putting this off? It's because I forgot that I'm here to serve. And those that I'm here to serve will show up.
Yes.
And that's really the thing that continues to have me make those shifts, because I'm good in my head. The minute it drops into my heart, then it's like, no, this is what I'm supposed to do. And because of my faith, it's like, it's not going to show up like I imagine, because this is not mine. I'm just the steward of this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to share that because I know a lot of you want to do events. You want to do that live event funnel, sales funnel. And once you do it once, the mantra that you have to have for yourself is, I did it once, I could do it again, right? You have to just keep doing it over and over again. I did it once, I can do it again. Because there will be the next event that comes and you're like, shoot, I don't have any registrations. What do I do? You just got to keep reminding yourself, I did it once, I did it again. I wanted her to share that because, you know, we have this grandiose idea about what the vision is supposed to look like. And it doesn't always look that way. That's not reality. It's what we purpose in our heart. And it might be what it ends up being for future. But the first one might not look like that. The second, the third, the 25th may not look like that. What will you decide to do? That's what's going to make the difference for you. So keep that in mind as you guys are scheduling these dates and you're selling your seats, you know, selling your tickets and inviting people to come. Think about the why behind you do it, the who that you're doing it for, and that remember that the vision your eyes don't always see reality. You know, what you see with your eyes does not equal your reality. It doesn't equal your success or failure either. Okay? So congratulations, Candace, on finding your space. What else are we celebrating today?
Okay, so I have an accidental celebration.
You got an itty bitty celebration and an accidental celebration.
So, oh my gosh. So I had all these people in line to have a sales conversation with, but they were not my ideal client because when I signed them up, I was just moving forward as a health coach. But then Shamika came into the picture, reminded me that like my sweet spot is over here and I could use the health coaching, but I really didn't need it because I'm really great at what I'm really great at. So I was really frustrated because the sales conversations that I was having with the people who had scheduled appointments with me, they weren't looking for anything but just like a quick health fix or health advice. And so I was really frustrated. And then it just felt like I was overwhelmed because my daughter's getting married in March. We're planning the whole thing. It's been just a few weeks actually. So I was like, Shamika, my plates are spinning too fast. I think I'm just going to have to set this business on the side here and move on. So, you know, move on later after the wedding. So Shamika was like, well, whatever. No, I totally felt her vibe. No, I felt your vibe. Like, you were nice, but I totally, like, I could see you. I know what you're doing. Like, okay, excuses. Come up. I know. You're just running away, but I'll let you run for a little while, and then I'll reel you back in. I knew. But so anyway, I just felt overwhelmed. Well, I had one sales conversation left to do with a woman that I was like, I already know her. She's filled out her health history for me. I already know she just wants health advice. So I went ahead and I followed Shamika's model as best as I could. And, you know, gave her a lot that she could take away with because I had prejudged her and I thought for sure she was going to, you know, just take the health stuff that I was giving her, the tips and stuff, and she was going to walk away and say thank you like everyone else had. And at the end, she's like, yeah, so how do I move forward? Like I you know, she was saying yes to my offer, and I'm like, oh, yeah, so I'm gonna have the intensive on February. Yeah, that was an accidental win, which is something to celebrate. And then I freaked the heck out because I'm like, I'm having a live intensive and I don't have content and I only have one person. So now it's like God knew exactly what I needed because he shoved me into this place. And now I have to have more sales conversations because I need to generate more leads so I can fill the room the heck up. So
I know that's Robin. I'm like, I have no content, so I'm with you.
I think that's
so I'm
and mine is in January, so
congratulations, Veronica. Here's the deal. I don't know if you guys are really listening to her story. She quit. And then she got forced back into it. She quit. She wasn't coming back until what, March or April?
March.
Okay, she wasn't coming back until March. Now she's having an intensive in February. So I just believe that like our steps are really ordered. It wasn't time. And here's the deal. Like, I really wanted to push you. I wanted to be like, oh, that's just a load of crap. You're going to have, weddings, and like, how are you going to run a business? And, you're going to stop every time somebody gets married, or you have to go on vacation. That's really what I wanted to type back to you. Take a breather, relax. And I was like, okay, well, you have all your modules, and we do every other Monday, so if you can make it, we'll be here if you need me. See what I typed. And I was like, okay, woosah, I'm just gonna sit that there and let it ride.
I was like, yeah, she's mad as hell. She loves me. Okay.
That just makes my heart sing, though. So I think it's super cool. I think it's cool that you decided to practice a session. I'm like totally laughing till tears come in my eyes. That you decided to do a session, but you didn't just do the session. You said, okay, I'm going to practice the offer. You practiced an offer that you didn't really have, and you got a yes.
So it worked.
Setup.
But you know what I learned? Let me tell you what I learned. I feel like for me, the message that I felt like was for me to take from this was not so much that the method works. I mean, yes, it does. But it was more that the people that are supposed to be working with you, just like you say all the time, just make the offer. And it's going to filter, because what the offer does is it filters people. Mm-hmm. The people that say no, they weren't meant to be your clients anyway. And the people that say yes, and if you didn't make the offer, then they wouldn't have come. Yeah. And I think for me, that was the big aha moment is, okay, so the more offers I make, the more I'm going to get the right people. And that's the answer to everything. Make an offer.
Yep. So,
pretty much.
So you guys are like totally like teaching today. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. Did everybody celebrate?
No. So let's see. So my celebrations. I sent off my certificate of dissolution for the Goblin Group, which is a big celebration. For Resilient Business Solutions, I decided that one side of the company was going to be literally a whole outsourced accounting department. Everything from, if you need your bookkeeping done, let's freaking get your bookkeeping done, because what I'm realizing is people don't understand that you can't really have a CFO, like you can't have the financial strategy piece if you cannot tell me, if you're waiting for your tax return to be done, to tell me what you spend money on. So we're going to do that. So we're offering bookkeeping. And the moment I made that decision, 3 people reached out to me. So I'm having 3 bookkeeping sales conversations this week. I'm putting together a proposal for someone who wants to work with me this year to get their financial house in order, house and business side of, business finances. Let's see, I purged everything I could possibly purge that I ever downloaded or printed for free. So I have probably 5 pounds of recycled, printer paper I can use. But it was very clarifying for me. I got really clear about what are the 3 marketing tactics I'm going to use. I signed contracts for January, March, and May for the position for Profit Intensive. And my cousin in New York, which we haven't seen each other in 30 years, reached out to me to ask me if he could do graphic design. He's actually creating the logo for the position for Profit. We're going to start making that its own its own property. So it's going to become its own profit center underneath the Resilient Business Solution thing. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Somebody's been busy.
Yeah. Girl. Well, when it's time to release stuff, it's time to release stuff, because this is the year the last 40 pounds are going to be permanently released. So we had to start with all the head junk.
In the paper.
And the paper. Oh my God. Well, you know me. It's like, no, we're done. And, and part of that is just me going through drawers of stuff, that presentations I've done over the years, and go, is this still good to serve now, right? I even hired my son to go through 5 years of interviews to pull out things that we could make social media memes for, right? Like, dude, I'm like, this, yeah. So we've been doing a whole bunch of stuff, leverage what we have and get rid of what no longer serves. So that's my celebration.
That's so good. I threw away, I still had stuff from when I was in financial services, and I just threw away. Like, I used to do a newsletter for my neighborhood. I literally, on New Year's Eve, just threw away like some of the people's applications who were part of that mailing list. I'm like, what are you still holding on to that for? I think part of me was still mourning the loss of that business and everything that came with it. And so I had a drawer full in this very desk that I've been using to run my current business, of stuff, you know, whether it was newspaper articles that I had written that had been published, things that I had created, systems that I had created. I don't know, somehow I thought maybe I was going to use it. I don't know, but I let it go. And so I'm so proud of you for doing that. That opens and makes room for so much more for you in your life. And here's the funny thing, is last week I just had a call with the women from Purpose Driven Women Connection, and we were looking for a bookkeeper, and your name came up. So I thought that was really hilarious.
Okay, well, I'll be looking for that phone call.
Yeah, awesome. So I'm really glad you're doing that. I think it's a really needed for somebody who has an excellent skill set that can support it, because it's one area, like anybody can kind of do bookkeeping, but because you're a CFO, because you have such a huge financial background, the people who hire you to do that, they don't even really understand what they're going to be getting, and hopefully you'll be able to share with them what that is.
Yeah. Well, and the other piece, the vision for the bookkeeping is to also connect with, you know, select nonprofits in the area to start training women, to give them a skill set. You know, I mean, you can make a decent living being a bookkeeper if you're trained well. And so that's the longer term vision, is to, you know, have 1 or 2 of those positions of bookkeepers, of women in transition that want to learn a new skill set so they can have a really good living to support their life.
That's really cool.
Lovely.
Really cool. Awesome. Well, that's exciting, guys. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for celebrating and allowing me and us to celebrate with you. Don't forget to do that. Like, always count your wins as much as possible. Every day, if you can, at the end of the day, bless you. At the end of the week, just look back and go, where am I winning in my life and in my business? And the more you focus on that, instead of what do you need to correct all the time, if you keep focusing on what's going wrong and what you need to correct, what will show up is more things for you to correct and what's going on, and you'll feel like nothing's going right. But if you can focus on your wins, no matter how small, you'll start to see wins in places you've never seen them before, and it'll make you feel better, and you'll have more wins as a result of that, because you'll start to attract more of that into your life. I promise you it works. Just keep doing it. All right. So who needs hot seats today, so I can see how we need to divide up our time? No one's doing anything at the beginning of the year?
No, I'm laying out my year, so I will probably have something that will need feedback, but I don't need a hot seat today.
Okay. You guys see my side eye? I was like, what's going on?
See your what?
My side eye.
My side eye, yeah.
I'm like, what's up? All right.
I mean, I feel like I don't really, like, I know I need some help, but I don't know what I need help with. And I've just been so out of it that I don't even know what to say, you know.
Where you started. Okay. Because that's a huge statement in itself. So let's do a seat for you, and let's get you some clarity around that. And I know you haven't been really doing much because you've been sick, but you planned out your year, right? You know what you're doing.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Because we talked about that last
But then I kind of changed my mind and started moving everything around.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, well, what if I do this instead? And blah, blah, blah.
You know that's me. Were you in the room with me, with Adam, when we played the black and red game?
Yes.
When I just decided to choose the opposite color of my team just because I was bored?
Oh, no, I wasn't. I don't remember that.
Okay.
No, no, because I was in the other room because I had played it before.
So that was the defining moment for me, that I throw monkey wrenches in plans because I get bored. Not because they're not working, it's because I just want to do something new. And because I think, okay, well, it's not really going to have any effect. And so that was the year that I made the decision to do one thing, focus on that one thing, and not change. And it took everything in my power to not change, switch it up, do something different, you know, do a webinar instead of a live event, all of that stuff. But it made all the difference to my business. So we can take some time and talk about that. Candace, did you say you needed a seat? You definitely need one. Okay. Veronica, what about you?
I'm a little confused. Can you tell me what that means?
Yeah. So when you do a profit seat, or Audrey, what did you call them before? A power seat.
Power seat.
I'll be right back. I have to get my plug.
So you get time where you get focused attention on you and a problem that you have or something you want reviewed, and all of our eyes on it. So I will walk you through it. So let's say it's 10 minutes long. The first half of that time, you'll talk, and then I'll give you feedback on whatever you need feedback on, or support however you need support. And then once we get to the halfway mark, I will check in with you to see if we're on track, if we need to go a different direction, if it's serving you. If it is, we'll continue for the rest of the half. The way to get the most out of it, I don't think I've said this in a long time, so this is for everybody, is the least amount of time that you talk, the more time we have to support you. So be really crystal clear on what type of support you need. So if you want us to help you brainstorm something, like brainstorm is the name of a program, or brainstorm a solution to a problem, then say, hey, I need help brainstorming, or I need, what do you call it? I need suggestions, you know, recommendations for something. That way I know and we know how to best support you. And get really clear about what it is that you need to know. So the least amount of time you take explaining the problem, the more time you have to be supported. So that's it. And that's pretty much what we do on these calls. Sometimes we'll come and I'll do a little bit of a training, but it's usually around mindset or something like that. But we always do our win section, and then we go through the power seats or the profit seats. Okay. So do you want one today? Do you have?
Sure. I'd like a little bit of time for some suggestions on the name of what I'm naming.
Okay. As we're doing other seats, so we're going to start with Candace, and I'll probably roll into Umwa too, to give you some time to kind of see how it goes. Also think about things you need in your business. So the things that you would normally try to like call me, or you like, can we get on a call, or inbox me, this is where you want to bring it. This thing. So if you're trying to figure out, you know, what you're going to be doing at your event, or you have a call coming up and you don't know what to say, that's what you use these seats for. Okay. The things that take me a long time to give you feedback on, that I can't just type, you know, in the Facebook group. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with Candace. So we have 3 seats. Let's do. Let's do 12 minutes. I'm going to keep time. It looks like my computer's doing okay. So I'll go ahead and keep time. If somebody else wants to help me keep time too, I won't shy away from that. So I'm going to set the timer for 6 minutes, Candace, and Umwa, you're second, and then we're going to wrap up with Veronica.
Okay.
All right. Candace, you're up.
So I have my event January 28th, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no content. I'm not sure how it should run. I know you talked about it being an experience for women, so I don't want to get out there and just lecture to them. But again, I don't know what my next steps are. I have an event, I have a date, and that's pretty much it.
So your first steps are to get butts in seats. So that's the first
right.
thing.
I mean, that I'm working on.
Okay. So that's really your sole focus right now. If you put any energy into creating content, you're going to go by the wayside. You're going to be so focused on creating content that you're not going to develop your event. I'm going to give you access to Sell It Live. So I'll send you a link. More than going through all the modules, there's worksheets on the agenda and the timeline for hosting a one-day event. So that's inside of there so that you can look and see, you know, how to break it down and structure your event, and what kind of content you want to focus on and teach. There is one particular module about creating your content. If you do anything, I would do that module, but I wouldn't do it until, have you paid your deposit for your venue? Do you have a deposit due?
I think I just have to put a credit card on spot. I believe that's what she said.
So I need you to commit to not canceling this thing. Can you do that?
Yeah. Yes.
Because right now I feel like you have it out. I hear it in your voice. I'm sensing that.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're not committed,
I know there's some nervousness in getting the event paid for if I don't get enough butts in the seat.
Okay, so maybe that's something we need to do too. See, this is the other thing is like, okay, so here's how you use these seats, guys. If that's a concern of yours, then come to me and say, okay, here's the issue. Yeah, the content's going to come, but you got an issue way before content. And that's the fact that you might cancel this thing because you have this issue going on in your mind, right? In your heart space.
At the same time, I feel like I can't cancel because my accountability partner has already put on her schedule to come down and she's going to purchase the tickets, so I really can't cancel.
Okay. So as far as paying for the space, your tickets need to cover all of your costs. So let's work through that right now. Let's do that first, and then I'll back you up through the content piece of it, and I'll make sure you get the Sell It Live thing. And then we have another call before your event. So that'll give you plenty of time. So I would spend the next 2 weeks focusing on getting butts in the seats and marketing and inviting people. So like you had a sales conversation, you got to the end of the sales conversation and you didn't make an offer, right?
I did make the offer, but I don't think I pitched it in a way that she can see the value in it.
Did you invite her to the event?
Yes.
Okay. And she said?
She said she'll think about it. And I think that's partly because I didn't pitch in a way that added value, that she could see the value in, coming.
Well, let's go back to what Veronica said. The people who are meant for you to work with, they're going to say yes, and they will see the value. The other thing is don't get used to accepting, I'll think about it at face value, taking it as face value. Ask questions. If you're like taking it back, like, wait, I know this is a perfect fit for you, but you're telling me to think about it. What do you need to think about so I can help support you? Maybe I can help support you in making that decision.
Okay.
Maybe there's something that wasn't really clear, because I know based on what we've talked about that you being in that room is going to make a difference for you. It's going to help you, whatever they said they want. If you know that and they're saying I need to think about it, you might find out that there might be a finance issue. You might find out that they're not clear on what that means. You might find out that they're not sure if they're available. So I need to think about it, for me, means, okay, you don't have all the information you need to make a decision. Okay? And the more conversations you do, you will get better at dealing with the objections as they come up. But for right now, understand that anytime somebody says they need to think about it, like, it's either a yes or a no. Either no, it's not a fit for me, or yes, it is. If they're thinking about it, somewhere in my mind, I'm like, I didn't explain something right. And you said you felt like that. So deal with it while they're on the phone. Just tell them. Like, I hear you, and I'm thinking, wow, she'd be perfect for this, but you're telling me you need to think about it. So some way, what else do I need to get information? What other information do you need to make a decision? Right? Whether it's yes or no, doesn't matter. Okay? So that's how you deal with I need to think about it. And you might want to go back to her and have this exact conversation. Like, I haven't been able to sleep for the last 3 days because this is going over in my mind. So I wanted to reach out to you one more time to see how I could support you in making a decision.
And so for me, like, because I don't have content, or I'm not really clear about what I'm going to be doing in that workshop, then it's hard for me to pitch it to tell them what they're going to get from it.
So I'm going to ask you questions and I want you to answer them, because the last time I asked you, you just rolled it off the top of your tongue. So who is the event for?
Ambitious and high achieving women.
Okay, we're halfway through. Do you want to keep going down this road, or do you want to switch and go somewhere else?
I'm not sure. I feel like I need so much. That's fine.
I think you should continue on this road. That's my 2 cents. Because I think if you get clear on what you're selling with the overview, it'll be easier for you to let go. That's my opinion.
So here, Kate, if I can just add to that, is that the more clear you are about what you're going to do that day, then the rest of it all falls into place. It becomes easier to, price your tickets, make sure your costs are covered. Because what I keep hearing is, I just don't have content. I just don't have content. I just don't have content. And you could put together a high-level outline and then be able to put the language together to get people enrolled and to go into your event.
Right.
So let me start the other half of your timer. Thanks, guys, for chiming in on that. So Candace, we're okay to keep going down this road. I mean, they put in their 2 cents, but this is your seat, so you're good? Okay. So I'm going to ask you again, who is the event for?
Ambitious women who are high achieving but frustrated, stuck, and unfulfilled.
Okay. And what is the event about?
It's about bold belief. I know you talked about you only teach a portion of what you have in your course, and so I didn't really know how much I should teach. I thought about really deep
Okay,
diving into negative
self-talk. Stop. You're in your head. Okay, so what is it about? First, when I say what is it about, because somebody's going to ask you, well, what's the event about? How do you answer that?
So it's the Go Boldly event, and we dive deep into the negative self-talk so that you can walk out boldly into your dreams.
Okay. Do you have the language that we typed up around who you serve and why?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So remember, your event is about people who have dreams and visions that they basically are ready to give up on, right? They're at the point now where they feel like it might not ever happen. They're doubting themselves. And your event is where they get to change that.
Okay.
You have it all written down, but this is what you're selling. You're selling the result of changing this feeling and the thought that they have to give up on their dreams. It's not about you telling them, hour 1, we're going to do this exercise called XYZ. No one's buying that. They're not going to pay you for that. Okay? That's more for you, which is what Audrey said about a high level outline. So the thing that I heard you say earlier that really struck a chord with me is when you said, I don't have confidence in what I'm doing that day. And so it sounds like to me, you need to know what you're going to be doing, but understand that the exercises that you're going to do, you're promising them that you're going to help them shift this outlook that they have, right? When they leave there, they're going to turn from thinking this is impossible to possible. That's what your whole brand is about. So that's what you're selling. Anybody disagree with what I'm saying? Would you buy a ticket if that was you, the way we're talking about it right now? Yes?
Yeah, that's a lot more interesting than clearing my negative thoughts or whatever you said before.
Okay. That is literally what you're selling, Candace. You're not selling, sit with me for 3 hours and I'm going to teach you, this method of doing X, Y, Z. That's a bonus. They will learn the method when they get there. What they care about is that the dreams that they're ready to give up on, you're going to show them how they don't have to anymore.
And I know that's where I need to work on the language, because I think about the benefits and stuff, but I don't know I'm still learning how to market that in a way that it speaks to their needs or what they want. Knowing my program gives them what they need.
So Candace, would you be willing to repeat again who your workshop is for? Like, who are your people?
Okay, so this workshop is for basically women who are ambitious and have like achieved many great things, but they still have a dream that they really haven't achieved. And so everybody sees all the confidence, everybody sees how driven they are, but on the inside they still feel unfulfilled because there's a dream that they have or a goal that they have that they haven't reached. And at this point, they don't see it ever happening.
So Audrey, these are also people who have achieved a lot. Like they have multiple degrees, they've gone to college,
Right.
they've, you know.
Yeah, yes. So she's talking to me, and I'm still waiting for her to tell me why I should come to her event.
Exactly. And that's I think that scares Candace, is that you are her ideal client.
Oh,
Yes, and
well,
that is
you get to practice on me. How nice is that? Look, here's your gift for the new year. You get to practice on me.
Oh Lord.
See, it's easy to think that you don't have something to give. You know, I used to think that too. And one of my coaches pointing it out to me that it was easy for me to serve people that were at a certain level. But when it came to serving somebody who had so much experience or that I thought was here compared to, I don't know, somebody else, not even compared to myself, but just compared, like I just felt really accomplished, right? That I would just back down. I wouldn't try. I wouldn't go for it. And so I'm telling you, from talking to you, from the moment that I talk to you, you have what it takes to affect change in those people's lives, but you've got to envision yourself having a client that looks like Audrey. So practice on her. Tell her why she should come to your event. She might jump on a plane and come.
Wait, say it again?
I said tell her why she should come to your event. She might jump on a plane and come.
Okay. You should come to my event because when you leave the room, you're going to truly believe that it's possible, and I'm going to show you the steps of how you make it possible. You will have an action step. I don't know.
So I'm going to give you a moment to think about yourself, Candace.
Okay.
And who you are and what you've had to do
Okay.
to believe boldly and what you wish somebody would have said to you or an opportunity that somebody would have given you to be able to learn the skills that you've learned that have changed everything for you.
Okay.
So go ahead, Audrey.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question, Candace? How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay. So my first management position, I was 27. And I had to lead people who were twice my age. Mm-hmm. And I had to step into that space. So this is about, you have to understand and know without a doubt that you were meant to do this. And you have, like, God has given you something that is going to change it for me, to give me hope that it's not too late and I'm not too old and it's not over.
I received that.
Well, she just told you how to sell her on the event.
Yes.
That's really what it's about. It's not about the strategies. It's not about the action plan. People don't pay for action plans. People don't pay for step-by-step blueprints. They might download those things, but what they pay for is the whole.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Sorry. You guys know I'm a straight talker. It's the hope, is the possibility, is the redemption, right? The courage to do something. That's what you're selling. So here's the deal. I hear you selling me on a bold beliefs event, and you're not even being bold right now.
And she doesn't believe it.
And I don't think it's that you don't believe it. I believe that you've had to play this game for so long that it's easier for you to say, I don't know what to do, than it is for you to own the call of God on your life.
Got it. Yep.
I believe it. It's for me. I'm trying to understand how to speak I'm trying to shift, like, again, from that teacher mode, because it's easy for me to say what we're going to do and then to get into that inspiration aspect. And so as I'm trying to hear what is inspiration instead of, no, this is what we're going to do. Like, we're going to talk about negative self-talk. We're going to get, like, I get excited about that. And that's like my personality, but I know that that's not what they need to hear.
So think about it from a perspective of what someone would need. Like if God said, hey, Candace, I need you to go talk to this person and I have a word for them. You need to tap into that. Like you need to take a moment and listen and hear what you need to say. Not think about it.
And Audrey is like speaking it.
Say that again?
Audrey is speaking it because I know if I was on the phone, somebody called me in desperate need and they were on the phone, that's exactly the message I would give them, the message of hope of, like, don't give up. You know, we can work together to get you where you need to be. You know, it will be that message of hope. It's not too late. And it's just really weird when it comes to, I guess, I'll keep saying in the position I feel like I'm selling, but I know that I'm giving them something that they could use. And I know it's going to change their life. And so it's worth the investment of giving, like, the money.
So the only difference really for them is that the investment for them is their energy of commitment to complete the process. Nothing changes for you. You still have the same call in your life. You still have the same mandate to be that message of hope for people. The moment you step out of that, you are no longer serving them. So you have to approach every call as if it's somebody calling you in a desperate moment for prayer or support. Every sales call, that's what your sales call should sound like. Do the same thing with that instance, and then make them an offer to get in the room with you. Because that's their first action step. And lead them from that place. Like if you want this to be different, we just talked about a bunch of stuff. I'm telling you that there's hope. I'm telling you that it's not over. I'm telling you you're not too.
Vision doesn't capture your heart until it captures your wallet.
Oh.
So if they have a vision for their life and it's this hope.
Be in the room with you on the 28th or whatever the day is you're doing your event.
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay. I hear and just be in it. It's yours. It's not mine. Like I don't have the words. You have them. They're your clients. You guys are my clients, so I know how to speak to you. They're your clients. They're the people who you are the answer to their prayers. That's why they see your offer to have a call with you and they show up. So the language is in, and you got to be willing to have those kind of conversations you have when you sit across from somebody and you're hugging them the week before. Okay? So you'll do your content. Shoot, I need to stop clicking stuff. You're on the 28th, Candace, right?
Yeah.
No more. I know. I need to have one full paid ticket.
Media, and what I put on there was literally my ideal client. It resonated with what I had written.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So did you ever do? So what was your survey like? How many questions? Well, I won't even get to y'all get involved in that stuff. Never mind. I won't do that.
Questions of
There's that, and then I haven't sold any seats for my class yet. I had like 2 maybes, and one person ended up in the hospital, and then she's like, I want to do the next round. And the other one, I don't know. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the goal is still the same. It hasn't changed though, right?
No.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I'm just thinking, what I want to say, and then I want to ask you. What I want to say is just pick up where you left off. I mean, if the goal hasn't changed, then that means the methods don't change.
Okay.
When you get sick, there's really nothing you could do about that, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up from all like.
That sounds good.
When's the date for? Okay, well that's 2 things to look at, but how do you feel about it? Because if it could be just you, like you raise your price point, it could be an issue for you, not for everybody else. If it's an issue for you, it is an issue for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So is it an issue for you?
I guess a little bit, and it was partly, some sort of thing happened with the class where one person, she's a little bit of a wild card, and she got really triggered by me in one of the modules because I was very intense. I wasn't nice and sweet in this module at all. And so she was like, I don't know what's going on with you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, nothing's going on with me. This is just how I talk, when I'm passionate, and I'm like, this is my personality, Anyways, she was like, well, I don't know if you're going to raise the price for this class. Like, it seems like you're all over the place and blah, blah, blah. So I think I just kind of got triggered by her saying that, even though like nobody else said anything and everybody had given me like rave reviews and herself included at the end of the class, so, but it definitely like made me feel really uncomfortable, especially the way the whole conversation came off, because usually people don't have my phone number, but she has my phone number and she just called me. I didn't have her saved. So she just called me out of the blue. I was driving and she starts telling me all this stuff about what I'm doing wrong with my class.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of threw me off a little bit, and it has me feeling a little like insecure about the price.
So you have a decision to make. It sounds like you're aware that you were triggered.
Yeah.
You know my story, right? Of the lady who, like, when I was trying to first bounce back from everything, I was like gung-ho. This is after I had hired Kendall Summerhawk and went through her training. And I think I made $20,000 that month. Bringing in clients to my new program, and this one lady got triggered on a call. I was, doing my straight shooter talking, and she was BSing me, and I called her on her BS, and she flipped her lid. She wanted me to be nice and hold her hand, and so she quit the program. Not only did she quit the program, but she did a chargeback on her credit card processing. And that sent me into such a tailspin of same things that you're thinking. Like I realized in hindsight how much it triggered me. In that moment, I was just like, there was that whole shame feeling from when I had lost everything. Like, here we go again. People are going to think I suck. And everybody else thought it was amazing. And I even had a testimonial from the lady, right?
Yeah.
Dealing with this stuff with my credit card processor and my bank and all of this stuff, like, because she paid in full. And so, they just came in and took the money back. And what I didn't have, every time I made money, they were taking it out of my bank account. So it was really a really bad feeling. And so I didn't make money again, like at all. I think I made, for the next 6 months, maybe 7 months, I think I made $300 because I just was sabotaging myself. Because I had this looming thought in the back of my mind that it was going to happen again.
We're halfway.
Thank you. That I wasn't valued, that I didn't have value. My program sucked. No one was going to pay me, even though I had all the evidence of people who would pay me. And so for 6 months, almost 7 months, I didn't make any money. And when that program ended, I didn't even talk to the people who ended the program. I just disappeared. I left the face of the earth. I didn't ask them to renew. I didn't even do a final, they did their last session and it was like, all right, well, they're off my radar, out of my life. And I just totally blew everything. So I'm sharing that to tell you that I know exactly what you're feeling and where you're coming from.
Yeah.
You have a choice to make today, how you want to show up, because you've been showing up powerfully. And that's the other thing. You showed a really powerful hand. And so now it's your opportunity to continue in that or fall back. So what decision do you want to make? And how is that decision going to manifest moving forward today?
Well, I definitely don't want to let one person's opinion of me affect how I allow myself to show up in the world and in my work. And yeah, it was definitely very much of that, all that stuff you said, And also, like, of course, there's some like racial aspect of it because she said I sounded like a thug, and I got really, really upset when she said that. And so, yeah, I just, as you were talking, I'm realizing, yeah, that it was probably affected me more than I like realized in the moment, even though I was like really upset. Yeah. So I'm going to, let myself let that go. And I'm going to give myself permission to be who I am, regardless if people love it all the time or not. And I'm going to choose myself moving forward.
Cool. So on the pricing, is it you?
I think partly,
Do you need to roll the price back?
No, I don't think so. I think I just need to, let go of her story, which I'm available to do. Yeah.
Okay. And I know you know how to do that on your own.
Yeah.
So yeah, because her story is tied into your pricing because she called it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, she called it out.
But she was also the person who told me that I should be charging like 3 times more after the first class.
Yeah. But that's what makes the trigger so horrible, That's what makes it so strong.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So what are we doing? We know you're going to do some letting go.
Yeah. So I'm going to either tomorrow or the next day, hopefully I'm feeling better, I'll start doing my videos again. And I'm thinking maybe I can hire this lady to help me just put together some simple opt-in page to do my call. This VA lady.
Okay.
So I have one question. This is like sort of weird technical question. So I was trying to create a page to do for my class, put the recordings of everything all in one place for them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that on Lead Pages. Mm-hmm. Is that something I can do on Lead Pages?
Yeah. How many recordings do you have?
Kind of a lot. Maybe like 15 or something.
Okay. So I have a page I'm using for Supernova Sales School that only has 9. And so what we're going to do, if we don't move it over to Kajabi or some kind of membership base in the next few months, I'm just going to add another page. So once you get to the bottom, there'll be a link that you click that sends you to the next page that looks exactly like that one for the rest of them.
Oh, that's perfect.
I can't click anything right now. I can tell you what that one is. So I was going to say you can use Jeff Walker, but you have more than 3, so you can't use that. But this page, I will, when my computer stops acting dumb, I'm not going to click anything right now because I'm mobile. So I will send you that lead page that we use for Supernova Sales School. Or if you have your link access to Supernova Sales School, you can kind of see it yourself. But you still need to know the name. Here, let me just write it down.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate that because I started trying to make one on my own from like a blank page and it was really not working.
Are they audios or videos?
They're audios.
I think you could still use the same page. You would just need to hyperlink the audios. You know what I mean? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you hyperlink the audios? There's also a page I think I was looking at using that actually had where you can upload audios to. So I'll look and see if I can find that one. If not, I'll just send you the one I have for Supernova Sales School, and you can do the audio. The other thing you might be able to do, or maybe get your assistant to do, is you can upload audio to YouTube and just do a picture image. If you use
okay.
That way it's video, but it's audio. It could just be one picture, you know what I mean, of you with a title slide or whatever.
Okay, perfect.
Just the title slide. It doesn't have to be a picture of you. It could just be something you do in Canva that just says, part 1, whatever the title is. And then
yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because this has been hanging over my head that I haven't got this done for them, and they're asking me about it, and I feel like an asshole because I didn't get it done yet. This is my place where I get stuck with the technology stuff.
One other solution. So you wanted to do lead pages. There is a membership site platform that's free. That's called, oh shoot, I can't remember what it's called right now. I mean, if you wanted to make something pretty where each person had their own opt-in, their own login, you know, to it, you can use that site too. So what would support you better, just doing it in lead pages, or do you want that info too?
I would probably just do it in lead pages. I don't want it. I just want to get it done fast. I don't want it to be fancy. I just want to get it to them as soon as I can.
Okay. So I'll send you the lead pages stuff. I remember what it is for those of you who are wondering. It's called Teach-A-Fic. Teach-A-Fic. Like traffic and teaching. Teach-A-Fic.
Teach-A-Fic. Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So you can do courses, paid courses. You can collect payments through it. There's a payment gateway. There's all kinds of stuff you can do. And it's a membership platform. Okay, so that's that. Are you supported? Are we good moving forward?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
You're right on time.
Okay, perfect.
Pick a class date, Umwa.
Like right now?
Pick a date.
Okay, I'm gonna say like beginning of February.
That's not a date.
Well, I can't look at the calendar and because I'm on the phone.
You're driving. You're in your.
Well, I'm in the car.
Okay. I'll tell you. What day are you thinking about?
Wednesday.
Okay. So you got February 1st, 8th, 15th.
Let's say the 8th.
Okay. Julio. All right, we got our last hot seat coming up, and that's Veronica. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Candace, can you keep keeping time for me? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so I wanted some feedback on the names that I've kind of starting to land on for my main program and then also for my one-day event.
Okay, so before you do that, tell everybody who you serve and the problem
Yeah.
you solve so they can help you with that.
Yeah, so I want to gear my service to people who have lost their purpose. So specifically moms who are suffering from anxiety, overwhelm, stress-related health issues. They have just really everything's piled on them. You know, they're mothering, being a wife, being a career woman, and they have lost themselves in all of that. And so I want to serve them and hold them by the hand in discovering how they're wound, their true and honest passions in life, what those are, bringing them back to the surface and getting a plan to getting on track with those passions are in their life and trimming off and trimming away those things that don't matter to reduce the stress. So my main mentoring program, which is it's 4 weeks long, but after hearing you, Shamika, at one of the trainings you did, which makes total sense, you know, in order to do kind of a little orientation, kind of mind shift thing, add a week at the beginning, and then to kind of wrap everything up and do kind of like an exit thing, add another week at the end. So it'll be about a 6-week mentoring program. Mm-hmm. And so I've entitled that main program Winning Me, such as like winning me back. Mm-hmm. And then the one-day event that I'm selling with my sales conversation, what I'm using to funnel people in, I've named it Finding Me. And one of the reasons why that felt right to me is because in that one-day event, even though I don't have all the content, like all set and everything, I know that I really want to go heavy on finding what their passion is, finding how they're wound, giving some personality tests and doing some activities where they could really find and celebrate who they are at their core and identifying what their passions are. and then moving from there to send them home with some strategies on, how to move forward with that. And so that's why I named it Finding Me. So I just wanted some feedback on, does it sound like I'm hitting the nail on the head in your gut, or are there some other suggestions of anything?
So my take on naming stuff is to be as clear as possible. So if you want to use this winning me, finding me kind of theme, you need to have taglines that clearly describe the outcome. Because if I just see finding me, it doesn't draw me or compel me. It doesn't tell me if it's for me. And it doesn't automatically resonate anything, you know what I mean, at all, unless there's some sort of explanation. And so you want your titles of programs and events, for the most part, to clearly drive home a result or an outcome that's desired.
Okay.
So I would probably tagline them. Like, I don't think they're horrible. I get the concept, but I think by themselves, they won't be as powerful as something that drives a result home.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have feedback on just one person? I am a mom, though. I only have one kid at home, so I'm not as stressed out.
This is Emma. I can kind of second that, because in a certain way you're describing me, but I don't feel like I lost my purpose or I lost myself. Like, that's an accurate way to describe it, but I don't think that. I think, yeah, I'm stressed out. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not making the best health choices for myself right now because I have so much on my plate, and I'm trying to take care of myself and my kid and my clients. So when you talked about the problem, I could relate, but when you talked about in the words of finding me or finding my purpose, I don't think of myself that way.
So it would speak to you more, Uma, if I used, so I hear you kind of saying it's taboo in your spirit to hear that you've lost yourself. So it's almost degrading to you to hear that, and you wouldn't buy it. So
yeah, I wouldn't associate that, because I feel like I am on purpose. Like, I know what my purpose is and I'm trying to live it. So I don't feel like I lost my purpose. I feel like I'm just having a hard time trying to balance everything,
Okay. So you felt like I judged you.
What'd you say?
You felt like I judged you when I said you needed.
No, I just thought that's not me. She's not talking to me.
Okay.
Which is what probably think other people would think. Yeah, some people probably would get offended, but most people just think, oh no, that's not my problem, Which, to say I have lost myself in a certain way is accurate, but I don't talk to myself that way.
It's the same. I get what you're saying. It's the same reason why I don't talk about lack of confidence, because my clients believe they're completely confident, but I understand it's a crisis of confidence that you guys go through. Yeah,
and that's the thing that, like, I don't know, I always talk about with my clients is, like, we know what the solution is, but they don't know what the solution is. So when we talk about the solution, they don't identify with it, And that's why I just talk about the problem and the results. So you're pretty clear on what the problem is, and so go back and listen to this recording. The way you described the problem was very accurate. I would just say, what's the flip side of that, and what's the benefits? Like, what happens when you turn that around? And that's what you're selling more clearly.
And that probably will be what the name of your program should drive home.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was going to say, even in my most traumatic season, I didn't necessarily feel like I was lost. I was overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. I was stressed. I definitely made bad health choices, but I would never categorize myself as lost. I would probably say I was extremely overwhelmed, and just kind of on autopilot.
Did you ever feel, Audrey or Umwa, that you lost yourself, though? Like the you that you knew that you could be before? Like the you that you were that did things a certain way. Do you feel like somehow she got buried in all of that stuff?
Yeah, she got buried. So it was, for me, it was about rediscovering myself, right? But it wasn't, I didn't feel lost. Like I didn't feel
Yeah,
purposeless. I didn't feel directionless. I just felt like I was just buried under a ton of stuff that was no longer, that one wasn't mine to be buried under. And then two, it was, if I was going to be a better example to my son and my daughter, then I had to rediscover who I am.
We're halfway.
Thank you, Candace.
Um,
Yeah, I would say it's kind of this along the same lines. Like, I mean, there was some point where I did feel totally lost, but that was a long time ago, and I wasn't buying shit. So you know, that person.
And that's a good point, because you don't want to catch people when they're in their so deep in their stuff that they can't get help, they can't receive help. You want them on the other side where there's an awareness. Now they just need support. They need a how-to. I wanted to let them kind of verbalize all of that so that you would have it, because these are basically informal interviews of people who are, you know, possibly in your target audience. And using their language, because it's hard for us, because again, we focus on this, we know what the solution is. We see the symptoms, we already know what they need to do, and so sometimes our marketing language speaks to what needs to be done as opposed to how they see themselves in that moment. So that's what the surveys are about, which is why I told you to pull out of the survey some of that language, because you are feeding them language. You need them to give you the language. You need to tell them, you need them to tell you how they're feeling, so that you can take their exact words and not paraphrase them, but use them. Especially if in these surveys you see the same word over and over again, or the same descriptor of something over and over again, that's your marketing message. Okay? So I'd like to see, again, I don't think these two titles, like I'm looking at it as an overall brand and what that could look like. I don't think the titles are bad in and of themselves. They just need, what do I call it?
Good taglines.
Yeah, they need taglines or descriptors. And you should have access to some ways of naming things in your modules, like how to, like if it's, you know, winning me, how to get yourself back without XYZ, you know, this, or that. I have some, slow down. I have some examples in the modules. There's also an example of a naming template inside of the Facebook group if you want to use that. And I think today I'll go in and I'm going to post just a different way of naming things, just as an added bonus, so you guys can see what it could look like when you name something, because you can name it a long, you know, headline. It doesn't have to be named something short, or you can name it something short, but whenever you name it something short, like you're winning me, finding me, the subtext or the headline underneath that needs to be that clear descriptor of what the benefits are. Okay?
Super helpful. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else?
I would just, there's a group I'm in. I joined it just because I thought I'll be able to find some women in the group. I will tell you this, they complain a lot, a lot. But it's a women support group, but I've heard a lot of women complain about what you know, help with. So it may be a group for you to get in. And I just listen and I post every once in a while on some things when I see that someone's speaking about something I can help them with. So I will send you that on Facebook.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Cool. All right. So it's about time for us to wrap up the call. I'm going to go around and I want you guys to give me one word or takeaway from the call. I want to make sure everybody feels like they have what their action steps are that they need to implement. And then so does everybody feel like they have what they need to keep moving forward? No one's stuck? Okay. I have some things I need to get to you guys, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I gave you guys the teacher fix, so I need to send Umwa the Supernova Sales School lead page template, right? The name of the template.
Yeah.
And what else? Candace, there's something I'm supposed to be sending you.
The
Talent from the state.
live?
Sell it from the stage.
Sell it live?
Okay, so
Oh,
sell
from
it live
stage.
link. And I need to give you the module that you want to focus on. And again, this is what you're not going to start this really until after you've done.
Okay. But that survey, is that in the Sell It Live or?
No, that's in your regular modules. It's in your Play Big
Okay.
modules. I think it's module 2. Does that sound right, Veronica? It's module 2.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. And I can't look right now because I'm not clicking anything.
That's cool.
It's either module 1 or 2. It's a very early module. So a survey is a great way to get possible people for sales conversations. Okay. All right, guys. So everybody's cool. Is there anything I missed that I need to do?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Well, you said that you said you would put something on Facebook on the group about naming.
Yeah.
And can you just put it in the chat, the name of that thing, traffic, whatever it was?
Teach-a-fic. It's either Think-a-fic or Teach-a-fic. I'll look it up. I'm gonna post it, okay?
Perfect.
I haven't used it yet, but I did sign up for it. I'm trying to find a new place, a new home for Supernova Sales School. Okay, so let me review this one more time just to make sure that I'm okay. So Sell It Live link to Candace with modules. I'm going to post something about some examples of naming things.
Bless you.
Umwa, I'm giving you the lead page template name. And I still feel like, I'm going to post the Think-a-fic thinking, whichever one it is. Think-a-fic, Teach-a-fic, I'll find it and post it in the group. So okay, I think that's everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. If I forget something or somebody because I left it out, just shoot me a message and say, hey, I was waiting on XYZ, and I'll make sure I get it to you, but I'll get these things over to you guys. Okay, so one word, each person, one word or one takeaway from our session today. Anybody can start.
So my takeaway is to practice celebrating.
Awesome.
My takeaway is stick to the script.
Cool.
My takeaway is don't create content before you fill seats first.
That's a big takeaway.
My takeaway is get over yourself.
That's a huge takeaway. Awesome. You guys, I want you to know that you are definitely necessary. Your clients are waiting on you. The people that you're meant to serve are waiting on you. You just got to show up. You got to show up and get out of your head. Show up, get out of your head. Show up, get out of your head, and they will make themselves known. You got to be available for the success that you want. All right? All right, loves, I'm going to let you go. This recording will get to you tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed that nothing gets corrupted as it's downloading onto my computer, because there's really powerful lessons on here that you guys need to review. All right, loves, I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, I forgot to tell you we have Supernova Sales School on Thursday at 12, if you can make it. Okay?
But how do you access recording?
Say that again?
How do we access the recordings from the call?
From Supernova Sales School or from these calls?
For these calls.
They get emailed to you. Are you not getting them?
Oh, I haven't. No.
All right, let me know if you don't get this one tomorrow. Like, if Wednesday comes and you don't have this recording, let me know.
Okay.
They're not housed anywhere. I just email them to you guys after the calls are done. Okay?
Okay.
So we'll get this one out. You'll get it tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
All right, cool. I'll see you guys either Thursday or on our next call in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you.